So if you go back into 1958, so basically AI was something like this, right? I mean, there were like big computers and all sorts of things. I think a lot of you might have seen this. Coming back to 2025 now, so this is now that same thing, right? You can just go and ask that, can you tell me who is this, and upload the photo. It can ChatGPT can tell you. How many people don't know about ChatGPT? Everybody.
Everybody knows.
I think those people who also know, I mean, they might be not saying no to this. Okay, so AI today is like this, right? And our first workshop goal is to make ChatGPT. So you will be doing the whole UI. You will be putting the box. You will be connecting it to the large language model, and this whole UI you will be developing.
Not see the slides.
Okay. Why do we use AI development? Because of faster code, improved code, clear requirements. How many people use Jira right now, or how many people are familiar with Jira? Very nice. So I mean, everybody's familiar. I think the Jira demo will blow you away, because all that work which we used to do manually, now all the requirements gathering, creating user stories, creating sprints, backlogs, everything is automated now. So those people who are from the project management perspective, they will be very. How many people are familiar with Linear B? Haven't heard any. Nobody has heard it. Yes. So Linear B is a tool. I mean, which connects to your Jira and Confluence, or like any project management tool, and your CI/CD pipeline, and it will basically give you a report that how much time developers are taking writing code, how much time they are. So right now the upper management, I mean, they basically don't know exactly what is going on. So
They are not able to just a second. Actually, they cannot see our slides.
Oh yeah, no.
Can anyone confirm? Can you see the slides now? Hello?
No, I think we just have to do a duplicate.
No, Colin, we cannot.
No.
Still, we cannot.
No, you have to share.
One second. Duplicate. Okay. Can you see now? Can you see now? Hello? Can you see now?
In projector, we can see.
Teams to share is the stop key. You go to Teams.
Oh, he stopped to share. Okay. And
Share to present.
can you guys see now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good. Can you mute this? Okay.
Let's mute.
One second.
Again, it went. Again, it went.
Okay, guys. Can you?
Yeah, we can. No.
Can you see? Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Okay, so I think we will be talking about Linear B. We'll be talking about what. How many people? I mean, has anybody heard about any of these tools before? GitHub, you have. How many people use GitHub Copilot before? Sometimes.
Yes, okay.
Sometimes here it is. Okay, great.
Separately get used.
Okay.
Copilot separately and GitHub.
Perfect. Okay, great. So let's do this now. Okay, so with this Linear B tool, I mean, you can see that what is going on. I mean, you can also see that how many user stories are finished. So from January 27 to February 17th, 14th, they have completed. There's some green means that this many user stories are completed, this many are in progress, and this we haven't even started yet. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that your manager can see that are you fast or are you slow, right? And if you're slow, right, then like this shows that the coding time was about 16 days. Uh, um, Pickup. Anybody knows what is this means? Pickup. So when somebody assigns you a user story, it normally takes 6 hours for you to go and start doing work. So average time is 6 hours. So if you think that this is like too high, what I mean as a manager, what you will do? Increase resources, yeah. So he's saying that like if you can get more resources, right? But I mean, if I get more resources, then I have to pay more, right? So if I don't have that financial, so then what I will do? So I can use the generative AI tools, right? And that's what we are trying to do. So I think you guys are getting the idea.
ये इधर से ही आगे जाएगा.
Can you just
Go forward.
and next, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's all think that you have a shopping cart. Okay, it is live, and after COVID happened, you want to implement a new feature. The feature is called buy online, pick up in store. But you won't do this manually, right? So if you don't have to do it with this AI tools, then how will you do this? I mean, because you are all software developers, what is the first thing you will do? Requirement gathering, right? So you will hire a business analyst, like he will he will write down the whole requirement, right? After you have the requirement finished, then what you will do? Technical design document, right? After you have that to done, then you will create a user stories,
In Jira.
right? And then you will put those user stories within backlogs, and then from backlogs you will sprint, right? So everybody knows the whole process, right? But that if I give you a medium, e-commerce B2C site, and if you have to develop this feature, I mean, you are all software developers, and the language is which is your most, which is the language? Java. How many days will you charge me? 2 months. So he said 2 months. Anybody who can do lesser than 2 months.
PHP is the most.
PHP. Okay. So I mean, he likes PHP.
If it's a simple.
Okay. So how many work do you think it is? 40 hours, 80 hours, and then 60 hours?
Without using AI, right?
Without using it,
Yeah.
but the frameworks will take around 2 weeks at least.
2 weeks. So he went from 2 months to
The government,
the framework or the product is live.
Yes, with the framework, the product team.
So I mean, you can do it in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks he can do it. Okay, possible. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, but I mean 2 weeks, lesser than that, it will be hard, right? So we will do it in 1 hour. Okay. So you guys have to really now see this, because see what is happening in the future. Okay, so we will do. So the first thing somebody said that we will do a requirement. Right, you said, right, requirement. So requirement, I mean, if you want to do a requirement, you use Jira, right? So now Mudassir will walk you through the whole requirement document to your
Jira.
sprint planning and everything. Okay, and then I will do the development piece.
Okay. Hello, everyone, again. So yesterday we talked about this slightly, how, in the organization, we are trying to implement all these AI tools. So it's about time to, start using them to speed up your development work. So as Mas told, like it starts all with the requirement gathering, right? Now, naturally, how does BA normally go about it right from the beginning. What is the first step that the BA would do to compose a document? Anyone? Exactly. BRD needs to be created, right? And for that, the knowledge that BA needs for that scope, he has to talk to the subject matter expert of that product, understand the requirement, then we'll start compiling the document. So next, it takes a lot of time doing that, right? So as a first step, using using Confluence, right?
Confluence.
So on Confluence, we can see this AI tool, which is readily available now. So just like I told yesterday, all the development environments, they have AI assistant, coding assistant, co-pilots. Similarly, in project management co-pilot, you can start using it directly within the tool itself. So we'll see that in action now. This one is already done. So I'm going to create. So let's say we are going to create a new requirement document using this use case, buy online, pick up and store. So what you can do is in the Confluence, once you have this tool enabled, you can see a writing assistant which is available over here. We'll give it, we can directly click that, or simply you can just do /AI and the writing assistant is going to be enabled to you, right? Now, let's just, so we are just like we give prompts in ChatGPT. Everyone has used it, right? So we will give a simple prompt to it to create that particular BRD document for us because we already know our use case, right? So just giving it a prompt like draft a functional and technical document for a buy online pickup in store for an e-commerce platform. Add integration details as well. It's up to you how you want to do it because then you'll get a chance to refine it further. So just by pressing enter, you can see it starts analyzing. The AI assistant is going to analyze your prompt and it will start compiling. Vazari? Okay. So you can see it can start compiling the document for you. There you go. So it has immediately begun and it has given you the entire document around what the functional requirements are going to look like, what the user stories for that is, and what the use cases are going to be, what the technical requirements are going to be in terms of architecture, in terms of database, in terms of API integration and everything. Now, definitely, you could go in there, you could refine it, you could change the tone of the language how you want. You can translate to other languages. These are some of the features by default out of the box. And otherwise, you can just simply insert it just to have the document here to start off with, and you can go on and edit it as well. I mean, naturally, it's going to be not very specific to your use case. So you know your project more better, and the BA is going to, after small discussion, if he wants to add certain features that are not listed, he can again use AI assistant, by the way, and he can add those features within it, or you can just simply edit one of these. And let's see it. Let's see it over here how we can further elaborate. Let's say the database design needs to be, or let's say API integration needs to be elaborated further. So we can simply select the area. It is already suggesting me to improve writing if I want to. Otherwise, I can just simply go to the AI assistant and I can say, elaborate this further. Again, it's going to work on the selected part, and it has further elaborated it in terms of, how the details.
Before and after.
Right. So if you see the before,
Do it once again.
okay, we have to do it once again because I pressed twice. Okay, let's select it again. And let's have a writing assistant elaborate this further. See, this is how AI is actually making life easier. You don't have to do everything from scratch. You get a heads up start, you get a kickstart, and then from there on, of course, you can edit it. You can add multiple things in it or subtract if you don't need additional data. So now see, before it was just a one-liner over here to create and manage BOPS because it was just a simple prompt, right? It has elaborated it further. You can further go and fine tune it as per your requirement. If you don't need that particular feature, you can remove it here. Once you're satisfied with your thing, you can just simply replace it. And then you can go on one by one on each of these steps and see which ones you need, which ones you don't need. At the end of this, I mean, you can simply just publish this and your first draft document is ready, right? You can give it a title and it's ready. Now let's jump to Jira to see how these can then be translated into user stories epic. It starts with an epic, right? You define a particular epic, you break it down into user stories, you further break it down into task level details. Again, in Jira, you have the same Atlassian AI in work. So the backlog it's already created because we ran this prompt before as well. Now you can see that in this particular project, there are a lot of issues. We can go directly to the issues. And before I create the epic, let me just show you the AI in action as well. So this, as you can see, is the AI assistant, and we can simply search for any issues in a natural language. We don't initially what you used to do in Jira, you would go there, you need to know the number of the task or the user ID. If you don't know it, you'll be calling your colleagues, what was that task? And then you will try to search it for details, right? Now you can simply search in a very natural language. For example, you want to say, find me issues that are done, that are in progress.
I
So
think let's should we have a 5 minutes
for the
namaz
no, just
break? Okay.
just call the call to
Yeah.
prayer.
So I think right now the time is 5:46. Let's resume at 5:55. That's okay. 5:55. Okay. 5:55. Okay then. Yes, sir. Carry on.
Okay, so continuing this further, and because we have a time constraint, we'll just quickly see how epics are created and how user stories can be implemented from there. So just quickly, for example, this was the Confluence page. Let's just say we want to create an epic around system architecture or we can create epic on this one, right?
Come in, yeah. Come in. Fast, yeah. Join us. Join Nabil, hi. Welcome. Join us.
Okay, so guys, we are just quickly going to create a small epic using AI assistant, and then we will move to development part. So let's say for creating an epic, you just simply go there and you choose your storyline to be an epic, and because we are creating an epic on the technical design, so I'm just going to name it epic system architecture. It could be anything as per you. So once again, we can see that there is AI assistant available in the description, and we will simply give it a prompt. Please create an epic on the below content. And just by using one of your documentation from Confluence, you can just copy paste the area which was around system architecture. I'm going to press enter, and it will go on to create the epic for us. There we have our epic, the same thing. It has clearly defined the objectives, the components required for system architecture, the acceptance criteria has gone there. So you can go on, edit it if you want. Otherwise, we'll just simply insert it and we move along and that's it's created. As soon as you press create, this new epic has been created under 119. Similarly, I mean, you guys can play around with this and you can go on and use the same epic and create, this time you can go on and create a user story and tag it to the same epic like this one. So for example, I can quickly show you once. Let's say this is one of your storyline that you need to create, which is front end web application, mobile application. So let's copy it from here, simply go there, create it again, and this time we will be choosing the story instead of the epic. So this is mostly for the BAs so that it can speed up their work, and this is the user story for front end. And you can link it to the epic that we just created. We know that the epic that we created was 119 system architect, so we link it to the parent. Again, we go and we press the AI assistant, and I would say create a user story for below content. We give it a prompt, we copy paste. Hold on, I need to copy this again. Control C. Create a user story on the below content. So this time it will create the user story on this. Again, it's the same drill. We go on, we can refine it, fine tune it. Once we are satisfied, we can insert it. But the idea really is that it kind of speeds up your process. You don't have to do anything from scratch. You create it, you can edit it, you can delete it. So all is happening within an hour. You should be able to have all your storyline and epics streamlined. So I mean, there are many other features. You can go over here and start exploring. You can go to the settings. There are automations, workflows that you can set up. So all this is using the power of AI. So now, once you have all the things, then you move into development phase, right? So in the development phase, again, you don't have to wait. You can pick up these stories and directly use the prompts on some of the development environments like Bolt, Whisper, Replit. I think, Mas, you're going to show the
Yeah,
board.
so I think so. Just to summarize, for those people who just join in, what we are doing is that we have a shopping cart, okay, which is live, okay, and we want to add a new feature in it. The feature name is called Buy Online, Pick Up in a Store, okay, WAPIS. So what we did is that we created a requirement using Jira, but other than making it manually, we use the Jira, the AI tool. Okay, so it was very fast. We basically created that. After creating the requirement document, we created the user stories. Okay, so all that is finished now. Now, what is next? Normally, when you do the software development, what do you do next after you have the user stories finished? You don't go directly to development, right? You first do UX and UI, right? So somebody from the UX team will say how will the user experience will do it. Okay, so there are many tools for that. One of them is called Bolt. Can you just
Yes.
So out here, we are using a tool. It is called Bolt. How many people have heard of Bolt before? Okay, so he knows about Bolt. Okay, so let me just create a new application.
Hold it.
Okay, start a new chat. So for the UX, I mean, what I have to do first that uh, I want to, I want to create an e-commerce site like Abercrombie. So Abercrombie is a site which is developed by Royal Cyber. How many people like the shirts and pants of Abercrombie and Fish? Okay, I mean, he likes it. So Abercrombie. So I want to create an e-commerce site like Abercrombie.com. So I want the UI of that, and then I mean in that UI I want to add this feature by online pickup in store. Okay. So we have a UX, we have about 40 people in the UX UI team. So if I ask, him to do that, first of all, he will reply to me after 1 day. So by the time he will reply to me now, I will be done. So yeah. Yeah, so this is all, I mean, basically creating the front end code for you, right? So you basically create the UX, then you give it the UI guy, and the UI guy will take it all that UX, and then he will create
JavaScripting and
the
HTML.
JavaScript and the HTML code. Yeah, yeah.
You're not excluding anything from your ever column, right?
Abercrombie, I think right now it is, I have asked him just a similar one because if I try to do that whole thing, it will take a lot of time, but you can configure that model to get exactly the same. It is very, easy, but I mean, that will take a lot of time and I want to go to the workshop piece very fast. But I mean, you guys can see, once I will give you this power, now you will have amazing ideas. You will say you will come up with so many ideas. That's why I said that the last contest which we did, who won in that contest? Not a Java developer, a person who has never coded before. So I think, okay, so I mean out here, who is not a Java developer or any kind of developer? So you be very, very careful of it. Okay, so now I have a shopping cart, okay, which is a blank shopping cart. It doesn't have buy online, pick up in store. What will I write out here? What will I write in this prompt? That add BOPS feature. Buy online, pick up a feature. That's it. I will add buy online, pick up in store feature by adding store selection and availability. And it is doing it. And I mean, it works, huh? It completely, it will you get, and I mean, you have the code. So if something is not working,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
go and
add
modify it. Yeah,
point
you have the
unit,
code with you.
edit it.
So after you have the UX and UI and you will show it to your marketing team or your, business team, what will you do next?
Backend integration.
Yeah, so you will now give it to the developers that, okay, this is the requirement is, this is how the look and feel should be, right? So, and which tool do they use normally?
For the backend.
Yeah, for the development. I mean, most of the people use Studio, right? Visual Studio.co. Yeah, it's very famous. I think it is still going on. Okay. So I think, but I mean, you can, try this. It works and it works perfectly. Okay. So let's assume that the UX UI is finished. Now we go to the next phase, that development. I want the true development. So I think there are many tools for it. The one which I like is called Whisper. How many people have heard of Whisper before? Okay, I think yeah, has heard it. Okay, he has heard it. Okay, awesome. So I will create a new project out here. So I will say a file, uh, and then new window, and I want to create a new project, generate a project with Cascade, and I will give a name. Give me a name, any name. Mustafa.
BOPIS.
Okay, we will say Mir. So it's not. You might think that I might have copied it. So it's for me. Okay. So it is. sorry, did file new. No.
It's
Generate a project with Cascade. And I give a project Mir 2 maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, why it's okay. It is making it maybe. Yeah, okay. So now I have now it says it seems like your request is incomplete. Could you please provide me more? Okay. I please create BOPIS please create a feature for BOPIS. Buy online pickup in store.
How is that picking up the full form of BOPIS?
It knows it.
It's very standard actually.
Yeah.
In US this has become like a standard.
Yeah, LLM knows everything, right? So, oh, but that's a good question. Yeah. So I should have like, and I mean, you can say that create this feature using Java or using whichever language you want. I mean, you said Java, he said, PHP. So you can mention that and it will use that particular language here. So now after this is creating, I will go out here and I will show you the code. So because once you will see the code, you will understand what's going on. Then I can also open the terminal, new terminal out here, and I can see the cascade. So I can see what's going on out here. And I open folder. And if I go to the cascade and where is it?
Cascade in their own.
No, Cascade is just my project name, the project folder name where I have this thing. Did I create it in the right folder? Except, okay, 1 second. But I think you will get something. But you can also do it unmuted also from your side if you are connected to it. Or maybe not, maybe
But
not.
we have already done.
Okay.
Unmuted.
There is a question too, that how can we get access to this RC cloud for hands-on and to explore further?
Yeah, so I think all this is free. I mean, if you go to whisper.com, you can sign up for it and it is a free trial for about 15 days. So you can try it out. But I think, but that's a very good question that what we are doing that Mudassir's team, they are basically trying out all of this tool and the goal is that how we can utilize this tool to make our development faster. So eventually, I mean, what will happen that everybody will be using this. Okay, that's the goal. Because I mean, you can see the entire code is here, all the files, everything is here, right?
And it gives you a good heads up start to your
Yeah. So, okay. So I think this README file basically tells you everything how to get started, how to bring the site up, right? Everything is set down here. Okay. So now let's move further. Okay, I think you guys got the high level idea of this. So let me now minimize all this, accept all changes. So this is the one which we are trying. So it is the system dynamics core. It has the stored selection, order placement, status tracking, simple inventory management. So all of these features would you like me to add any additional feature or make any modification to that? I said, no, that's it. Okay. So the project which we are working on is now ready. So if I go to, this is all my major stuffs and, okay. So the README file is a main file. It basically tells me how to bring this application up. So if I go all the way down, you will see that once it finishes. Front end setup. So if I want to see this thing running, I have to go to HTTP localhost 5000.
After it's done.
And then I think the point is that whichever language you have, now you can modify it, fine tune it, but it's so fast, right? It's not like before, right? So, okay, now once you will do it yourself, then it will be more fun. And I mean, me and Mudassar will be there to help you, okay? So let's go to our presentation again. Okay, so some basic concepts before we go to the main thing. Okay, so the first task is everybody please go to this link bit.ly/Kutbat and download the Rapplet.com user ID and password. And you will have the key, you will have two keys. One is for the OpenAI key and the next one is the
Cloud.
yeah, I mean Claude key. So I mean you will need those keys to basically connect to the LLM. Okay, so everybody, are you able to go to this link and access the file? Okay, so are you able to? Okay, so the first task is if everybody can log into Rapplet.com. Let me know if you guys are logged in. Can you just raise your hands once you are logged in so that we know that people are able to log in. So you will have, so in this demo, we are using Rapplet.com. How many people are familiar with Rapplet.com or have you heard of Rapplet.com before? Okay, great.
Mas, can you show us the URL?
Yeah, sure.
So that you said.
It is bit.ly/Kutbat. QUTBUD. Everybody's in? Everybody's in? Okay, perfect. Okay, so now so the first thing, and so this is a game of fast, okay? Because we have limited gift cards. So as soon as you are ready, so the first thing is that you have to create a ChatGPT app. How, I think you have already used it. This app will say, what can I help with? And there will be a window. You will enter the message hits, and then these are some starters. Okay. Nothing else. Very easy, right? Normally, I mean, if you don't believe, I mean, like, we created this thing last year for a university. It took us three months to develop the UI and this whole thing. So, like, if you guys all can develop this will be amazing. Okay, please, yeah. So, how you will do this? You will go to the prompt, and what you will say? I want to create something like ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT.
And in the below it is written created something.
Okay, so everybody please go on. As soon as you finish, raise your hand. Mudassar will count. Mudassar, whoever finished the first one, please give him the first. Give it done. No, it has to be live. He will check. He will come. He will say what's the weather in Riyadh. If it works, then you will.
Okay. Light.
You guys are on track.
Are you guys finished?
Now I'm not saying it's working.
Internet issues once.
Internet is here. Wi-Fi password is.
No, that's what it's slow. It's not connecting.
Okay.
Yes. Because what is almost done. Medication, what is writing? You're done. You're not even logged in.
I can let you know 0101 to 2017.
Hey, Mujahid, it is just zero for you. You should have given some rock basic rock.
I think it will also enter the prompt, it gives you suggestions of if you want to add this or that, you can reply, you can chat to that side. And if you continue with it, it will ask you.
Yeah, run NPM audit. You're missing OpenAI.
When it does the package you have done of AI.
It's started somewhere else. Where do we add the key?
When we don't have it, how you can, use it to evaluate from here.
And to be sure.
I think it's very scary.
Ask.
It is.
Run.
That is one way, so, but if you have the code, then you can. You're almost there, yes.
So maybe we get the interesting videos.
No, it is fine.
I'll generate a secure range.
I mean, yeah, if the data is already there, then yeah. We want to ask you. Yeah, but I think getting this that is called, hallucination. Yeah, but that's first if I tell you, send a message that get validated and try to get more to deploy that and then give it. If basically give it to your manager and they can write out. And use the photo skill is one thing. Yeah, I think that also wait, I mean, I think it's, I mean, that application you're learning, could you please, by sending us messages, right? Somebody else knows what APIs. If it is not coming back, then you lose. But just send something, right? Not in. But I think
After that, we have
My app is ready. Let's say my app is ready, but my app is ready.
I think this guy is the winner. Cycle. Cycle. Okay, Cycle is the winner, guys. Anybody else? Okay, so everybody please finish the first round and then we will go to the next. The next one is much harder. So you will need the first one to be finished. So if you, I will give you like 1 more minute and then finish it.
It says, could you try sending me a message? But the other one will giving it an
वो लॉग पे जाएगा चेक करेगा और रेक्टिफाई करेगा एरर डिफरेंस ये कोड का इट्स नॉट
So I think what is
First, go to this link. This one. bit.ly/. bit.ly/QUTBUD. Are you able to, and then I think grab that file, that file has a link, grablet.com and the user ID and the password. And then it also has the OpenAI, so you will need that tool when you will buy it.
The first prompt में दिखना है basic one वरना वो सोच basic one
That is important. Finish? Okay, I think most of you got it. So let's go to the second part of this, okay? Okay, how many of you know about RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation? Okay, so he knows about RAG. That's very good. So that will be helpful to you guys. So I think what is RAG is, so I think right now, when you were asking something, right, it was getting data from the data which is available on the web, right? Let's say that you have some files, okay, you have some files of, React Bank, right, which is with you. And I mean, you want to ask some questions only on that file. How do you do that? How do you do that right now in my GPT?
ChatGPT, we upload the file and then we ask questions.
That's not GPT.
Yeah, so you basically create a my GPT, right? There's a custom GPT feature, and then you say like, React Bank, and then you upload all your 1000 files, right? So that is what you will be developing next. So you will, say that add this feature to this my GPT. Okay, but before that, I mean, those people who are not familiar with RAG, how does RAG works? So right now you are basically asking a question, right? And the question, I mean, like, when you submit the question, all of your data from the React Bank, that is out here. Okay. It can be files, it can be PDF, it can be other, basically applications. So you basically put all that data in a vector database. Vector database. So a vector database, those people who are not familiar with a vector database, what does a vector database do? That it basically takes all the data and it basically converts that data to 0 and 1. Okay, which is another very famous vector database. Anybody knows? You guys use that every single day, maybe multiple times a day.
MongoDB.
Google. So Google is based on the vector DB. That's why Google is so fast. I mean, Google has like millions and billions of pages, right? But it works like really, like, because it is based on the. So what will happen that you will ask a question, it will basically take the query and it will get the context from this vector DB. It will send both of these to the large language model, and the large language model will figure out the answer to that query from that context, and then it will reply you back. Anybody have any questions on how does the RAG works? If
We have to go next.
That's it. So let's. I think just a quick question. So with your basically question is all this one, orange. And the LLM which it replies you back is this green thing. Both of this combined is called, context window. Now, what is the size of a context window should be? So the GPT 4.0 has a context size. Has a context size. I think it's just not in the presentation mode.
Yeah, it's not in there.
So GPT 4.0 has a context size of about 150 pages. Yeah. So yeah. So GPT 4.0 has a context size of about 340 pages. So though your context size can be like this long. Okay, so let's get started. I mean, so you already have a basic chat. So now ask your prompt that I want to add a feature. I want to add a feature by which I can ask questions on the files which I can upload. Something like my GPTs. I want to create a my GPTs.
Just a question. So recently we had Google launching Notepad, right? Does that work like a RAG?
Yeah, I think RAG is a framework, right? So RAG can be used by Gemini or anybody can use RAG. Yeah, RAG is just a concept, right? And Google can implement, OpenAI can implement, anybody can. But you guys got the concept, right? So the next one is the RAG feature implemented. So what we will do is that Mudassar will upload a file and he will ask a question. Any file, if you have a file, please use that. And then if it works, then you will get the prize. So whoever does it first, please raise your hand. Very good. Only start.
Just here for enter those. Those. What are the features?
So for those people who are not familiar with it, I can just quickly show you.
No, it started creating. See, even in the prompt,
It should start.
Yes, I got it.
Escape routes.
I think you're right. But more key if you just I might have this lot key
Yeah, we have a winner.
No, once
I think he's
I said first.
He said, "Good, he was there when you said."
I said that okay, this will be there.
Okay, so yes, I included this document. Okay, and I asked a question. How many chapters are there in the framework, and it gave the answer.
So there are two winners now.
Don't know what it is.
Open door and answer.
Okay.
We got the results. Come on. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, so right now you only support one model, which is which one? You know, OpenAI, right? Can you add a feature to your ChatGPT so you can do multi-model?
That it can select any model it wants.
So I want like OpenAI, and the second one will be
Is Claude, which OpenAI key is in the same file. There are two keys, right? One is the Claude key, so you can add Claude basically as a feature.
Everybody got it? So I mean, you need to add another features. So I think what you need to do that you need to add another feature in your ChatGPT where you can select that which model you want to use. Right now we have only one model, which is OpenAI. So you will also add Claude in it, Claude, and Claude key is in the same file where you copied the OpenAI key.
This Claude is embedded in Bedrock, right?
Bedrock. Bedrock uses Claude.
This one is planned. Claude is another model. Yes, like for.
And 50 plus.
In the
Venkat is struggling very much. We should give him a chance. Take all cards.
Whoever got that will go
Ibrahim. Switch Ibrahim.
Want to do
आपका वाला
That's nice. You can
Go to file. How to search it?
He's the winner, man, Salman. Oh, good.
No, you're crashing.
It's crashing. No.
It's not. Model is selecting fine, but app needs to work.
I think my app is coming. Yeah,
Like the pure intention to choose another.
It calls the Claude model चाहिए.
Claude at the LLM model.
मेरी ऐप क्रैश कर गई.
Did you realize that?
Yeah, I entered it.
Okay, so after this we have the final thing, and the final one we have the mega prize. It's not a car. Not a car.
dollars.
So I think I will say once here.
Once you're done, yes. Come on, we need one finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Because you have not added just to main or photo. This is your oil, not specifically to. This is like. This is like.
Yeah, but
So I read the second one, where you can upload a file. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You upload it also.
Upload file here. Or you update.
Yeah, same thing. Send whatever cost you have.
Upload it. Now you ask. Sorry, but I can't open, yeah, it is, you can say, so is there an open AI? Is this?
yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. That's a catch. It is. So, yeah, re-upload and then I will ask him that, tell him that I'm uploading the file and asking question, but it is not, it's the plus only that answers. So, what
Yes.
use cloud.
The AI agent wrote this. The AI agent wrote this time. You keep asking it for the exam app, and he keeps on saying, no, please confirm first. Taking screenshots.
Better of yeah.
Cat.
I don't have action to get that. I use my editor.
We have a winner, Sana.
At last.
Oh, yes, we got it as well. It's fine.
Yes. I want to do what I
A lot of people waiting for Salah.
That's okay. You should only respond.
I told them. Let me ask the real time method.
There's already a real-time method that we got to tell them access.
Maybe.
We're done as well.
Okay, done? Okay, I think most of you are finished, so let's go to the last part of this. Okay, the final one, guys. It is a mega prize. Mega prize. Everybody will get a flight to Chicago and come back. Nobody wants to go now because it is very, very cold out there. Right now. It's snowing. So, okay. So the final thing is that make, whatever you want, okay? And application, healthcare, whatever you think is a really good app, okay? After you finish, we will set up a time for like 15 minutes, okay? Right now the time is 6:45, 7 o'clock. Afterwards, everybody please come on the front, connect your laptop and just say what you have made, okay? So let's start.
15 minutes is enough to.
15 minutes or whenever, we will see that how long you need. So 1, 2, 3, go.
It's good. I thought we won't have winners, but we have different winners every time. So I think.
Between gold or rapid?
Rapid.
You want to use gold is fine. That's the thing.
I think we can give them some ideas because I think they're getting some ideas. Some simple ideas for apps I can quickly create, develop on Replit using Replit. Calculator. But I think these are not very nice. No, some useful ideas.
We use all our monthly credits.
Credits gone, monthly credits.
Oh, really? OpenAI is gone?
Did we mess up any demo copy?
No. They
refreshed the page.
Replit finished or the? I mean, everybody's having the same. Is it Replit or is it other thing? Let me fix it. One second, guys. Let me see what's going on. Because I think previously there was no limit to this. So I think they might have put no. Okay, so you are saying that Replit, you cannot use it now anymore, right?
The next alternative is
Bolt. Yeah, do it using Bolt, guys.
Bolt.ai.
Bolt.ai. B-O-L-T.
Online भी कर रहे हैं लोग काम.
Bolt.new. B-O-L-T.new. Yeah. I think यहाँ पे से जा रही है बस. Yeah, so I think if the Replit is, yeah, you can just, it is free. It is free, yeah, it is free. So if Replit is not working, please use bolt.new, B-O-L-T.new. I think,
I'm done.
no, I think you have some time. No, what are you making?
We made on the custom application, calculator, and it won't.
No, but I mean, it has to be the best application. So what will happen? What will happen? No, that was the criteria. I said everybody will come on the front. They will demo their application. Mudassir will decide who is the winner is.
Putting me on a tough spot.
Calculator, and I can bet you that calculator is not a very high-tech application.
Okay, I built a daily task tracker.
If you think, yeah, so if Sanallah hasn't. Okay, who will go first? Okay, come first and present.
It's still in progress.
At least 3 people are needed, right? So we can decide annually.
Okay, guys, those people who have joined virtually, we are finished now. So thank you so much for joining the call. Appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye.